Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're continuing our journey of looking at the top 20 rated puzzles on Logic Masters Germany. Now, I did promise you a few puzzles back that I'm sure everyone realized that there's a couple of gaps in there. Particularly, I think today's one is the gap around number 10, where I essentially featured number 11 probably about a week or so ago, and then number 9, and I'm sure everybody was wondering what happened to number 10. Now, number 10 was a puzzle we had already featured, which is all about Zelda's rupees and how they're going to make us all rich. So, once again, like I've done, I've essentially taken a look at the constructor's portfolio, Rodrigo Mahu, and really looked for something that has of a similar rating, but obviously if it's a similar rating, it's going to imply that it has to be a difficult puzzle. It's going to have a different difficulty rating. So I'm approaching today with a little bit of trepidation, particularly because this is one that's being posted not on a weekend, but during the weekday, where I think we would all much rather have a little bit of a breezer to go through, as opposed to one that's going to be a bit of a challenge. So either it's going to be an easy and a piece of cake puzzle, or hilarity will ensue and everybody will have a phenomenal video to watch. Well, win-win in either scenario, at least for you guys. Now, the last thing I'm going to comment about on the thumbnail is the name of the puzzle is called Triple Negative Arrow. And I really struggled to think around what would that mean? How can I interpret that in an image? And the best way that I went for it is like a triple negative. Here's a picture of Sleuth interviewing a potential suspect. The suspect is speaking in riddles, triple negatives. You can't really tell what's, top and bottom anymore, right and wrong. That's my best interpretation of it. I really couldn't think of anything else. Perhaps maybe somebody can be a bit more inspired and I can actually try and change this particular thumbnail to something that's a bit more representative of it. Anyway, let's take a look at the puzzle. So we have Triple Negative Arrow, told you, by Rodrigo Mahu, told you. No surprises here. And we have somewhat of a unique rule sets, and I'll take you through it and I'll explain why. So first one is fairly straightforward. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so that means the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Nothing unique about that. Arrow rules applies, so that means the digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow circle. For example, these two cells will sum up to something that must be placed in this circle, and so on and so forth with these three and this particular circle. Although this one is probably the triple negative arrow that the puzzle is referencing. Now here's what I thought was a little bit unique about it is black Kropki rules apply, not white. Not black and white, just black. And digits separated by a black dot are in a ratio of 1 to 2. So if take these two cells as an example, if this is a 2, then these two cells must either be from 1 or 4. I think given there's a run of 4 here, we actually know the order, but you need to have essentially something that is in a 1 to 2 ratio. So 1 times 2 is 2, or 2 times 4 is 4. Sorry, 2 times 2 is 4. So that would be an example of it. Now, negative constraints also apply on the black Kropki dot. So all possible black dots are given. Something that we've seen with the Colorado series, just how powerful these negative constraints can be. But I'm a little bit thrown off by the absence of white dots, so consecutive digits are going to be just fine in this particular puzzle. Now, hang on, hold that thought for a second. Right, sorry about that. Let's see if I can carry on from where I was. Yeah, so if you're not intimidated by taking on a slightly more difficult puzzle, link will be in the description down below. Give it a go. And with that said, let me restart the clock and see how we get on. So you noticed earlier I said we knew kind of what these are. In a way we do. Because if you think about black Kropki dots, they're either from the collection of 1, 2, 4, and 8, and it's either a 1-2 pair, 2-4 pair, or 4-8 pair, or a 3-6 pair. And the second that you have 3 or more in a row, in this case we even have 4, we know that this is 1, 2, 4, 8 in some order. It's either 1, 2, 4, and 8, or 1, 2, 4, 8. And given all of these are looking at this cell, this is 3, 6, because we've used all 4 of the 1, 2, 4, and 8s. Coloring time, I think. Blue. Let's make this one green because that may be the 3. Yellow, red, and I'll go with this will be the orange. That's yellow, blue, and purple. Yep. Okay. Now what? You know, I'm definitely drawn to this. The name very much tells us this is where you should be looking, triple negative arrow. And that's the only arrow in the puzzle that is a triple. There's 1 arrow, 2 arrows, 3 arrows. So let's see. So these 3 cells, wherever they may be, it's either 8, 4, 2 or 1, 2, 4. Both of them have 2, 4 regardless. If you just think of normal Sudoku, these 3 cells are not here, not there, clearly not these 2. They're all in here. So this is either 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4, adding up to a 7, or it's an 8, 4, 2, 8, 4, and 2, which actually doesn't work because 8, 4, and 2. 4 and 2 would be 6, requiring a second 2 in the box to get to 8. So it is not 8. It is in fact 7. It is in fact 1, 2, and 4. And we've got a digit in under 3 minutes. Now, whatever this is, it will have to have the 2 because you've got to have the 2 to join either the 1 or the 4. So that's not the 2. In fact, that's not the 2 either, because if this is the 2, both of these would need a black Kropki dot. Remember, negative constraints apply. So this is not the 2 either. This is the 2, and we've got a second digit, which also means this is 8, 4, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. Plenty of digits. Who can disagree with any of this? And that's 2, and this is purple or yellow. Okay. I mean, you can kind of, well, so I mean, this green cell is not in here, it's down there. So green, again, negative constraints. So this is from 5 and 9, and then whichever one this is in is down here joined with this green cell. So that's something to sort of keep in mind. 7, there's only one way of doing that with 3 cells. So this is the 2, this is a 1, 4 pair. This is the other 1, 4 pair. There's a 2 in here somewhere, joined with a 1, 4. No other way of getting to 7 in 3 cells. It's always 1, 2, 4. So I'm looking now in this box, and I'm actually thinking about this cell, because the minimum I can make it would be 3. 1, 2 is gone. 4 is also gone. So 3, 5, or 6. So if this is 3, that's 6, this is 9. If that's 5, this would have to be 3 to get to 8. And obviously if this is 6, this is 3, and then that's 9 again. It's highly likely this is 9, and highly likely that this is the orange. But can we prove that? So orange is not here. Orange is not there, otherwise we'd need a black Kropki dot. Orange is one of these 2 cells. 7 is not in this row, just normal Sudoku. This is the 7. Let's have a think about this now. So what is this cell? So it's not 1, 2. I think 3 has to be between these two because it's either 3, 5 or 3, 6. It's not 3, it's not 4. Presumably it could be 5. Forcing these to be 6, 3, 6. It can't be 6 because that would be a black Kropki needed to be with the 3. In fact, yeah, we've already covered that. It's not 7, so it's 5, 8 or 9. If that's 5, 3, that's an 8. So 5 and 8 are gone. This would be 9. If this is 3, 6, this would be 9. And yeah, this would be back to being 5 or 8. Was I going down this the right way? If this was 3, 5, this was 8. Yeah, that breaks the puzzle. So if this is 3, that's 5. These are 8. 5 and 8, we've just shown, would force this to be a 9. Now 5 and 9, what would this cell be? We've broken it. So this cannot be an 8. This has to be a 9. This cannot be a 5. This has to be the orange cell to get to a 3, 6 pair. 9 is not here. Now this is one of 5 or 8, which was kind of the valid combo we've had earlier. 3, 6, 7 is here. This is 5, 8 or 9. That's a triplet. And that's the green cell. That's the 3, 6. Yeah, given it was always going to be there. I think I could have placed that a lot earlier. And then the orange cell is somewhere down here. I don't know if I want to color this. That's just going to confuse everything. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go down the route of a whole bunch of coloring, so I'm leaving this box. This box next. So ones are not here. Not next to the 2 either. Because otherwise, again, black Kropki dot. So these are 1s. 2s. Not there either. Not there. Not there either, because next to the 4. So that's the 2. 4. Wow. Yeah, negative constraints, just incredibly powerful. I don't know if I went too quickly there, but sort of normal Sudoku, these are not 4s. Can't be orthogonally adjacent to the 2, otherwise it would have to be a black Kropki dot, and we basically covered the entire box. This is the only place this could be a 4. Incredible. So 4 is up here somewhere. 8s, we've kind of eliminated a lot of options. This is the only place for an 8. 3 and 6. So we kind of have a similar challenge again here, don't we? We've got 1, 2, and 4 already gone. I'm almost certain this has to be a 3 because the next 2 digits available from that will be 5 and 6, forcing an 11. So 3 has to be in here. And we're back to the same thing. It's either 3, 5, or 6 to get to either 8 or 9. We said this cannot be the 8 though because that would be adjacent to the 4. So this is not 5. This is another 3, 6 pair. We even know the colors. That's orange, that's green. Meaning 3, 6 is up here. And that tells us this is the 4. Meaning this is now a 9. That's not 9. That's a 5, 8 pair. That's the 9. This is now 7, 9, presumably. In fact, this 9 tells us the order. That's the 7, that's the 9. What else do we need to place in here? We need 5, 7, and 8, I'm going to say. So that's 5 or 8. I guess that's 5 or 7. It can't be an 8 next to the 4. And this is 5, 7, or 8. Brilliant. 5 and 8, 5 and 8. Pair. 3, 6. Looking good. Can I really not tell what the 3s and 6s are yet? Kind of surprised that I can't still. You see, it's just the fact that there is no... Where am I going with this? The absence, essentially, of like a negative constraint around white Kropki dots means this can be either, and that's going to be not going to be an issue. And it's again adding up to 9 here. So, yeah, these are not necessarily given. 1, 2, and the 3, 6 tells us this is also 4, 8. Look at that. 2 and a 3, 6. We've got the same thing. That's another 4, 8. 4 in there, 4 in there. We've basically placed all the 4s, really. Or at least we have a pretty good inclination of where they are. 2s, this is the other 2 that we need in there. 1s are not here, not in there. Actually, that's a 1, that's a 4, that was just given. Just needed to pay attention. So let's try 1s again. These are not 1, that's not a 1. Can't be next to the 2 again, black Kropki, that's the 1. We need a 1 in here somewhere. I'm just going to keep up with the coloring more just to be able to see these. As you can see, I'm just missing a few obvious things that I really shouldn't. So we have a 3, 6 pair. So we need another 5, 7 up here with an 8. 8 coming next to the 4. That's the 8. That's the 5, 7 pair. We basically placed everything but, well, another 5, 7, of course. Okay. Kind of wondering if that last arrow is what we need to disambiguate these 3, 6s, because I'm genuinely surprised that, yeah, there is no real constraints on them at the moment. It could be either way. What more can I do, though? These are not given, unless I know what these are. So these are 5 and 8. If I knew which one is the 8, I could obviously place the 4. It does say, though, this is not the 4, that's the 1. And therefore, this is a 2, 4 pair. And with this one, that's a 4, that's a 1. Reason this wasn't a 4, obviously, is because it's surrounded by an 8 and there's no black Kropki dot. So it tells us this was never the 4. And we don't know what the 2 4s are. We probably need to figure out what the 5 8s are to sort of resolve this. We'll keep going. And then to finish here, we have a 5 with a 3, 6. We have another 3, 6, we knew that, with 7s and 9s. Don't know if that's even useful because they don't really put any pressure on anything. 1, 2, 4. 8's not here, 8's down there. 3 6s. I was going to say this is definitely one of them, but that's not true. Because this could be 1 and the other could be anywhere down here. So 4, 8, that's not 8. That's not 8 either. That is the 8. That's a 5. That's an 8. Doesn't resolve more for us at this point. Yep, that's not an 8 either now. We pretty much nearly placed all the 8s, haven't we? Right, time to think about this arrow. We really need it to basically figure out a few things around the puzzle. And I can go ahead and sort of pencil mark a whole bunch more cells. You know, for example, I know the 5 is up here. I know the 7 is up here with a green 3, 6. That's just not helpful, in my opinion. So this arrow. So technically I can put a 1 on here. Can't put 2 on either. I could place a 3. Nothing stops me from doing that. 4 is not available. 5 is. 6 is. And 7. The reason I'm sort of stopping it here is obviously 8 is not available and 9 cannot go in an arrow, but I was going to say we've actually got very few digits that are allowed in here. So the minimum I can make this will be 1, 3, which is 4. That's clearly not it. 5, 6, 9 is on the available digits for this particular spot. Now, can I even get to 5? 2, 3 is not available. 1, 4 is not available. 5 is not an option. 6, 1 and 5. And 9, 3 and 6 is the only option, but there are no Kropki dots. I don't think I can get to 9. 1, 8 not available. 2, 7 because of these 2's not available. 3, 6 not available because of the black Kropki dots. 4 is not available to join the 5, so that is a 6. And therefore 6 and 7 are off. We need 1 and 5, clearly not a double 3. And that's probably going to give us a bit of a major breakthrough, I imagine. So this 6, excuse me, means this is not the 3. Because we essentially have 3, 5, 6 in here. That's not 6. That's also not 3 because of the black Kropki dot constraint. That is the 5. And that's not green. This is green. Still don't know what green is. I imagine I can probably unwind this a little bit and actually figure out what it is, though. We now need a 9 and a 3, 6 to complete this column. Ironically, so does the row. How am I going to figure this out? 3, 6, 9, although that's not the 6. And 3, 6, 9, that's also not the 6. 3, 9 pair, just what's left remaining. Interesting. So that's 5 and 7. That was clearly not the 6. This is the 3. There you go, 6. I got very lucky with the colors here. And therefore 9. Whoops, undo. 3. Hang on, I broke it. Yes, I did break it, excuse me. What digit did I miss? Is that 3, 9 pair? No, it isn't. I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That had to be a 6, excuse me. Don't know why I interpreted it the other way around. I guess just naturally I kind of think of green as 6, as the lower of the digits. So I was just forcing it the other way around, which made no sense. Yeah, not enough. That's the 7, that's the 5. To finish here, we need 7 and 6. And to finish here, we need 3, 9, and 2. That's not the 2, though. Can't be next to the 1. This one gives us the last one in the grid. Excellent. know what these are now. This is 5, 6, and 7. So we need another 3, 9 in here with an 8. We know the 8 is there. We know the 3, 9 is up here. Gonna need a bit of help unwinding these 3 9s everywhere. 5, 6, 7, 3, 6, 9, 4, 8. 7, 9 with an, oh, this is a 6, we know that. These are 3, 7, 9s. Where can 2 go? So 2's not here because of the 1. Clearly none of these because of normal Sudoku rules. So 2's there. And there you go. Forcing this to be the 2, forcing this to be the 4. This cannot be the 8 now. This has to be the 8. That's the 8. That's the 4. That's the 8. That's the 4. Unfortunately, it doesn't resolve the 2's for us. At least I think that's all the 4's and 8's done now. And 4's as well. Now the 2's though are still not fully resolved, and the 3 6's are still certainly giving me a bit of a headache. 2, yeah, not helpful. That's not a 2, that was next to the 4 now, so that's not it. That's the 2, that's the 2, that's not a 2, and I think that's all the 2's now done. 1, 2, 4, and 8, yeah. So we're just down to these 3 6's that are really pushing it. So we have a 3 in here with either a 6 or 5 or 7, we don't know. What am I missing? I'm missing something. I'm missing some sort of constraint somewhere that would help us solve all of this. Like, or just Sudoku. That's often the case. 3 9's, that's a 5. That's not a 5. No, these 3 9's are just also not being resolved that easily. There's a 6 in here. Not helpful. And no real constraints around them. Right, I am still missing something that I just need to spot. That can't be a 3 next to the 6. That's probably it. 9's and 3's hopefully will be resolved now. Still no. Just double checking if there are any other 3 6's I'm missing. There's a few places where they may still appear. That will probably help us immensely. So there's another 3 7 with a 6. And here we have another 3 7 with a 9. We do know where the 9 is. That's the 9. That's the 3 7. That's now a 3. That's now a 9. That's a 3. That's a 9. So we have another 3 7 and a 6. Right, time to once again pay attention if I've missed any negative constraints. That would help us just unwind all of this. Yeah, that's 5 6 7. This 3 gives us this 6. This 3, that's not a 6. This is now 6, 7. This is 3, 6, 7. Oh yeah, this is known. This is known. 7, 6, 7, 3, 7. Home stretch now, surely. 6, and if I've not made any mistakes, 5, and that's the solution to today's puzzle. Yeah, very involved and an absolutely phenomenal puzzle, but well worth it. I hope you enjoyed today's puzzle. Thank you very much, Rodrigo, for creating it and sharing it with us. And since I've got this up, I will just very quickly color these correctly. I think that's all of them, haven't I? Just 5, 7, 9s are the white remaining cells or no color cells. And see you back for the next video. Bye for now.